Right now, you stand at the gates of a profound transformation. What you're about to experience is a systematic rewiring of your neural pathways, a complete recalibration of how your brain processes creativity and decision-making for ultimate success. Rick Rubin didn't become one of the most influential producers in music history by accident. He didn't stumble into 9 Grammy Awards or revolutionize multiple genres through luck. He achieved mastery through specific patterns of thinking, perceiving, and being. Patterns that you can install into your own nervous system starting right now. Today we'll be understanding the fundamental architecture of Rubin's success and building those same neural structures in your own brain. Just as Rubin transformed struggling artists into legends, you are about to transform yourself by rewiring the very circuits through which you experience reality. Your brain is plastic. Neuroplasticity means it's constantly rewiring itself based on what you focus on, what you practice, and what you believe. Every thought you think, every action you take, every state you embody creates new neural connections. Today, you become the architect of your own neural transformation. This is Brain-Gineered, the most powerful psychological laboratory on the internet. The place where extraordinary minds are built, not born. Let's begin. Part 1. Installing the 5 core success patterns. Pattern 1. Authenticity over commerce. The current reality. Most people live in a prison of other people's expectations. Your neural networks have been conditioned since childhood to ask, what will they think? Will this sell? Does this fit the market? Am I good enough? These are not your thoughts. They are viruses installed by a society that profits from your self-doubt. Every time you second-guess your instinct, every time you modify your vision to please an imaginary audience, you strengthen the neural pathways of fear and weaken the circuits of authentic power. Your amygdala fires, stress hormones flood your system, and your prefrontal cortex, the seat of your highest creative potential, goes offline. In the words of Rick Rubin, I just fall in love. It's just magic. I never think in terms of whether it can or can't sell. I never think in terms of how it fits into somebody else's market. It's just a personal thing, and the neural rewiring. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. With each exhale, feel the weight of external expectations leaving your body like smoke dissipating into air. Now I want you to remember a moment when you created something purely for yourself. When you were so absorbed in the process that the outside world disappeared. Maybe it was childhood, maybe it was last week. Find that moment, feel it in your body. Where does that feeling live? Is it in your chest, your solar plexus, your head? Amplify it. Make it brighter, bigger, more intense. This is your authentic creative state. This is the frequency at which genius operates. Now here's the critical rewiring. Your brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you imagine with enough sensory detail and emotional intensity, your brain creates the same neural patterns as if the experience actually happened. This is not metaphor. This is neuroscience. Imagine yourself 6 months from now creating something you love with complete disregard for whether anyone else approves. See yourself in vivid detail. What are you wearing? What time of day is it? What does the environment look like? Now step into that future you. Look through those eyes, feel what it feels like to create with total freedom. Hear the sounds around you. Notice how your breathing changes when you're in pure creative flow. untethered from the need for approval. In the words of Rubin, when you make something truly for yourself, you're doing the best thing you possibly can for the audience. This is the paradox that will rewire your brain. The more you create for yourself, the more powerfully you serve others. Every time you choose authenticity over commerce, you strengthen new neural pathways. You literally grow new connections in your prefrontal cortex that bypass the fear circuits in your amygdala. The daily practice. For the next 30 days before you begin any creative work, place your hand over your heart and say, I create for the pure love of creation. External validation is irrelevant. My authentic expression is my greatest gift. Feel these words in your body, not just your mind. This is not positive thinking. This is identity-level transformation. You are literally signaling your nervous system to activate different neural networks than the ones that have been running your life unconsciously. Pattern 2. Trust your instinct. The current reality. Your instinct, that immediate knowing before thought intervenes, is the voice of your subconscious processing millions of data points in milliseconds. It's faster and often more accurate than your conscious analytical mind. Yet most people have been trained to distrust it, to override it with logic, to wait for external validation before acting. This creates a tragic neural pattern. Your gut speaks, your conscious mind dismisses it, and over time, the communication pathway between your subconscious wisdom and conscious awareness atrophies. The neural highway becomes a dirt path. You lose access to your most powerful decision-making tool. In the words of Rubin, I never second-guess the way that I want to see it for someone else. I never thought, well, I really would like to see it blue, but everybody else is going to like it red, so I'm going to paint it red. I would never do that. The neural rewiring. Your instinct communicates through your body, not your mind. It's a felt sense, a visceral knowing that arrives before words. The reason most people miss it is they're trapped in their heads, in the constant mental chatter that drowns out the whisper of intuition. Here's how we rebuild that neural bridge. Sit comfortably and bring your awareness into your body. Scan from the top of your head down to your toes, noticing any sensations: warmth, coolness, tingling, tension, relaxation. Just notice without judgment. You're training your brain to receive somatic intelligence. Now think of a decision you need to make. Nothing life or death, just something pending. As you hold this decision in your awareness, notice what happens in your body. Does your chest tighten or expand? Does your breathing become shallow or deep? Do you feel heaviness or lightness? Your body is voting. Learn its language. The neural rewiring happens when you act on these signals and then notice the results. Your brain learns through feedback loops. When you trust your instinct and it proves accurate, you strengthen that neural pathway. When you override your instinct and regret it later, you're gathering data that recalibrates your system. In the words of Rubin, look for what you notice but no one else sees. Your instinct is showing you what others miss. Every time you honor it, you're training your brain to notice more, to trust more, to access deeper levels of subconscious processing. You're literally growing new connections between your prefrontal cortex and your limbic system, the bridge between analytical thinking and felt sense. The daily practice. 3 times today, pause and ask your body a simple question. What do I need right now? Don't think the answer, feel it. Maybe your body needs movement, maybe stillness, maybe water, maybe creative expression. Whatever arises, honor it immediately. This trains your brain that the communication channel is open and will be respected. Within weeks, this pathway becomes a superhighway. When you face decisions in your creative work, stop asking, "What should I do?" and start asking, "What do I already know?" Then feel for the answer in your body. In the words of Rubin, "I never decide if an idea is good or bad until I try it." So much of what gets in the way of things being good is thinking that we know. Pattern 3. Less is more. The current reality, your brain is wired with a negativity bias. It's constantly scanning for what's missing, what needs to be added, what requires fixing. This kept our ancestors alive in dangerous environments, but it sabotages creativity in the modern world. You add and add and add, cluttering your work with unnecessary elements, weakening its power through dilution. Most people equate more with better. More features, more complexity, more effort. But this is low consciousness thinking. True mastery lies in subtraction, in the courage to remove everything that doesn't serve the essential core. In the words of Rubin, perfection is finally obtained not when there is no longer anything to add, but when there's no longer anything to take away. The neural rewiring, your brain's default mode network, the neural system that activates when you're not focused on a task, is constantly generating mental clutter. Worries, plans, memories, judgments, a never-ending stream of noise. This same pattern manifests in your creative work. The rewiring begins with training your brain to experience spaciousness, to become comfortable with emptiness, to recognize that power often resides in what's absent rather than what's present. Close your eyes and imagine a completely empty white room. Vast, silent, infinite potential. Now place one beautiful object in that room. Anything that moves you. Notice how the emptiness amplifies the object's presence. Notice how your attention naturally focuses on it because there's nothing competing for your awareness. This is the neural pattern of minimalism. When you train your brain to appreciate space, silence, and subtraction, you literally alter your perceptual filters. You begin to notice what can be removed rather than what should be added. In the words of Rubin, all art is a work in progress. It's helpful to see the piece we're working on as an experiment. We're not playing to win, we're playing to play. And ultimately, playing is fun. Perfectionism gets in the way of fun. Here's the rewiring protocol. When you create, build your work in layers, but then practice systematic removal. Start with everything you want to include, then begin subtracting. Ask of each element, does this deepen the essential truth I'm expressing, or is it just noise? Your brain will resist at first. The addition circuits are strong from years of conditioning. But with each subtraction that improves your work, you reinforce the new pattern, the daily practice. For the next 7 days, practice subtraction in your daily life. Remove one item from your workspace, delete one app from your phone, eliminate one commitment from your schedule. As you do this, notice the spaciousness that emerges. Notice how less creates more clarity, more energy, more focus. In your creative work, create a subtraction session where your only job is to remove elements. Don't add anything, only delete, simplify, reduce. At first, your brain will panic, insisting you're ruining everything. This is the old pattern dying. Push through. In the words of Rubin, zoom in and obsess. Zoom out and observe. We get to choose. Learn to zoom out and ask, what would this become if I removed half of what's here? Often you'll find your most powerful work hiding beneath the clutter. Pattern 4. process over outcome. The current reality. Your brain's reward system, driven by dopamine, is wired for goal achievement. You've been trained to suffer through the process in order to reach the outcome. This creates a neural pattern where your present moment is always inadequate, always just a stepping stone to some future state where you'll finally feel successful. This is neural prison. You strengthen anxiety circuits every time you attach your worthiness to outcomes. Your prefrontal cortex becomes hijacked by your limbic system's fear of failure. Cortisol floods your system, creativity shuts down, and you create from a state of contraction rather than expansion. In the words of Rubin, all that matters is that you are making something you love to the best of your ability here and now. The neural rewiring. The transformation happens when you train your brain to find reward in the process itself rather than the outcome. This isn't about pretending results don't matter. It's about shifting your primary source of fulfillment from external validation to internal satisfaction with the work itself. Neuroscience shows us that when you practice process-focused awareness, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state where creativity flourishes. Your prefrontal cortex remains online. Your dopamine flows from the act of creation itself rather than the distant possibility of success. Here's the rewiring. Right now, think of something you're creating or want to create. Notice how your mind immediately jumps to the end result. Will it be successful? Will people like it? Will it achieve your goals? That's the outcome-focused neural pattern. Now bring yourself back to the present moment. Imagine yourself engaged in the actual work, the feeling of your hands moving, the absorption in the task, the small discoveries along the way. Find pleasure in these details. This is not fantasy. You're literally building new neural pathways that find reward in present moment engagement. In the words of Rubin, the goal of art isn't to attain perfection. The goal is to share who we are and how we see the world. When you shift your goal from outcome to authentic expression, your entire nervous system relaxes. You're no longer creating in a state of fear-based contraction. You're creating in a state of love-based expansion. Different brain regions activate, different neurochemicals release, different results emerge. The daily practice. Before beginning any creative work, take 3 minutes to practice process meditation. Close your eyes and imagine yourself fully absorbed in the work. Not finishing it, not displaying it, not receiving praise for it, just doing it. Feel the satisfaction of being in flow. Let your brain experience the reward of the process itself. During your work, whenever you notice your mind jumping to outcomes, gently redirect it. Right now, I'm just creating. The outcome will take care of itself. This redirection, practiced hundreds of times, rewires your default neural pattern. In the words of Rubin, there is no more valid metric to predict what someone else might enjoy than us liking it ourselves. When you fall in love with the process, the outcomes naturally improve because you're creating from a higher neural state. Pattern 5. Continuous practice. The current reality. Most people practice inconsistently, riding waves of motivation that crash against rocks of resistance. They wait to feel inspired, wait for the right conditions, wait for someday. This creates weak, inconsistent neural pathways, the equivalent of trying to build a road by occasionally laying down a brick. Mastery requires myelination, the process by which your brain wraps neural pathways in myelin sheaths that make them faster, stronger, more automatic. But myelination only happens through consistent, repeated activation of those pathways. There are no shortcuts. Motivation is worthless without discipline. In the words of Rubin, good habits create good art. The way we do anything is the way we do everything. Treat each choice you make, each action you take, each word you speak with skillful care. The neural rewiring. Your brain is a pattern recognition and pattern creation machine. Whatever you do consistently becomes automatic, moving from conscious effort in your prefrontal cortex to automatic processing in your basal ganglia. This is how habits form, and habits determine your destiny. The transformation happens when you understand that you're not trying to become disciplined. You're trying to build neural pathways that make your desired behaviors automatic. Every single day you show up, you wrap another layer of myelin around those pathways. Every day you skip, you signal your brain that this pathway isn't important. Here's the critical insight. Your brain doesn't care about your goals. It only responds to your consistent actions. You cannot think your way into new neural patterns. You must act your way into them. In the words of Rubin, living life as an artist is a practice. You are either engaging in the practice or you're not. It makes no sense to say you're not good at it. You are either living as a monk or you're not. This is identity-level transformation. You're not someone who tries to create, you're someone who creates. The neural difference is profound. When creation becomes part of your identity, your brain automatically supports it. When it's just something you want to do, your brain treats it as optional. The neural rewiring protocol. Decide right now on one non-negotiable daily practice. Something so small that you cannot fail. Not, I'll create for 2 hours. That's too big for a new neural pathway. Start with I'll create for 5 minutes, or I'll write 1 sentence, or I'll practice 1 sketch. The size doesn't matter for the rewiring. The consistency does. Your brain is learning. This is who I am. This is what I do. Every single day without exception. For the first 30 days, this practice might feel forced, even uncomfortable. That's your old neural patterns resisting. Your brain prefers the familiar even when the familiar doesn't serve you. But around day 30, something shifts. The new pathway has enough myelin that it starts feeling natural. By day 60, it becomes automatic. By day 90, it's part of your identity. In the words of Rubin, it's helpful to continually challenge your own process. If you had a good result using a specific style, method, or working condition, don't assume that is the best way, or your way, or the only way. Continuous practice doesn't mean rigid repetition. It means showing up consistently while remaining flexible in your approach. You're building the neural infrastructure of mastery, and within that infrastructure, infinite creativity can flourish. The daily practice. Set a specific time and trigger for your practice. Not sometime today, but every morning after coffee or every evening before dinner. Your brain loves specificity. It creates stronger neural associations. When resistance arises, and it will, practice the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you only need to do 5 minutes. This bypasses your brain's resistance circuits. Once you start, momentum often carries you forward. But even if you only do 5 minutes, you've reinforced the neural pathway. You've kept your commitment to yourself. Track your consistency. Mark each day you complete your practice. Your brain releases dopamine when you see progress, which reinforces the behavior. You're literally hacking your own reward system to support your transformation. Part 2. The deep listening activation. The foundation of Rubin's genius lies in his capacity for deep listening, a level of attention so profound it transcends ordinary awareness and enters the realm of embodied consciousness. This is not a passive skill you're born with. It's a neural capacity you build through systematic practice. In the words of Rubin, when I listen, I aim to disappear into whatever I'm listening to. I close my eyes and don't just listen with my ears. I listen with my whole body. Understanding the neuroscience, most people listen from their thinking mind, constantly judging, comparing, planning their response. This activates your default mode network, the mental chatter that keeps you trapped in self-referential thinking. True listening requires temporarily deactivating this network and activating your sensory processing regions. When you listen deeply, you shift from beta brain waves, the rapid frequency of analytical thinking, into alpha and even theta waves, the slower frequencies associated with receptivity, creativity, and subconscious access. This is measurable. This is real. You can train your brain to make this shift at will. The deep listening protocol. Find a piece of music you've never heard before. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and for the first minute, listen normally. Notice how your mind wanders, how it judges, how it tries to categorize what you're hearing. Now shift into deep listening mode. Bring your awareness into your body. Feel your breath moving in and out. Notice any sensations, temperature, pressure, tingling. You're grounding your consciousness in your soma, your felt experience. As the music continues, imagine your awareness expanding beyond your body. Imagine you're not listening to the music, you're inside it. Notice the space between the notes. Notice the textures, the layers, the way sounds interact. If your mind starts thinking about the music, gently redirect it to pure sensory experience. In the words of Rubin, many people don't listen. If you listen carefully, people explain to you what it is that they need. This applies not just to people, but to everything. Your creative work, your intuition, your environment. Everything is constantly communicating, but you can only receive the transmission when you shift into deep listening mode, the 15-minute daily practice. For the next 30 days, practice 15 minutes of daily deep listening. It could be music, nature sounds, the ambient noise of your environment, or even the silence between sounds. Your only job is to listen with your whole body without judgment or analysis. At first, your mind will rebel. 15 minutes will feel like an eternity. Your default mode network doesn't want to shut down. It thinks it's protecting you. But with each practice session, you build stronger neural pathways for deep listening. Your attention span increases, your perceptual acuity sharpens. You begin to hear what others miss. In the words of Rubin, there's an abundant reservoir of high-quality information in our subconscious, and finding ways to access it can spark new material to draw from. Deep listening is the gateway to your subconscious. When you quiet your thinking mind and open your sensory awareness, you create space for subconscious wisdom to emerge. This is where breakthrough insights live, not in more thinking, but in deeper listening. Integration into creative work. Before you begin any creative session, practice 5 minutes of deep listening. Listen to the silence in your workspace. Listen to the sounds outside your window. Listen to your own breathing. This shifts your brain into the receptive state where creativity flows. As you work, continue listening deeply, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. Listen to what your work is telling you. Listen to what wants to emerge through you. You're not forcing creation, you're receiving it. This is the neural state in which Rubin operates. Perpetual deep listening, constant receptivity to what is rather than what should be. You You can install this same state in your own nervous system through consistent practice. Part 3. The Meditation Mastery Protocol. In the words of Rubin, there's a great deal of nonsense that people think about when they make music, things that don't matter. Transcendental meditation kind of wipes that away and you focus on the real job at hand. Meditation is not relaxation. It's not about feeling peaceful or achieving some blissed out state. Meditation is neural training, systematic rewiring of your brain's default patterns through focused attention and present moment awareness. The neuroscience of meditation. When you meditate consistently, measurable changes occur in your brain. Your prefrontal cortex, the executive function center, thickens. Your amygdala, the fear center, shrinks. The connection between these regions strengthens, giving you greater emotional regulation and impulse control. Your default mode network becomes less dominant. The constant mental chatter that most people mistake for thinking diminishes. In its place emerges spacious awareness, the capacity to observe your thoughts without being consumed by them. Gamma brain waves, associated with peak performance and heightened consciousness, increase. Your ability to enter flow states improves. Time perception shifts. You gain access to levels of creativity and insight that are simply unavailable to the unmeditated mind. The foundation practice, breath awareness. Sit comfortably with your spine straight. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, exiting your body. You're not controlling your breath, you're simply observing it. Within seconds, your mind will wander. You'll start thinking about your day, your problems, your creative projects. This is not failure, this is the practice. The moment you notice you've wandered, you've just strengthened your metacognitive awareness, your ability to observe your own mental processes. Gently return your attention to your breath. No judgment, no frustration, just return. You'll return 1,000 times in a 20-minute session. Each return is a repetition in your neural gym, building stronger pathways for focused attention. The advanced practice, awareness expansion. Once you've established a foundation of breath awareness, expand into open monitoring meditation. Instead of focusing on your breath, allow your awareness to expand and notice whatever arises. Thoughts, sensations, emotions, sounds. You're not following any particular object. You're resting in pure awareness itself. This is the practice that fundamentally rewires your relationship to experience. You begin to recognize that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness in which thoughts appear and disappear. This creates psychological flexibility, the capacity to observe your mental patterns without being controlled by them. In the words of Rubin, the universe is only as large as our perception of it. When we cultivate our awareness, we are expanding the universe. Through meditation, you literally expand your perceptual capacity. You notice more, you process more, you access deeper levels of consciousness. This is not metaphysical speculation. This is measurable neural transformation. The daily commitment. Start with 10 minutes each morning. Not when you feel like it, but every single morning without exception. Set your alarm 10 minutes earlier if necessary. Your brain needs consistency to rewire. Sit in the same place each day. Your brain creates contextual associations and consistency strengthens the neural pathway. Eventually, just sitting in your meditation spot will automatically shift your brain into a meditative state. If 10 minutes feels impossible, start with 5, but do it every day. The consistency matters more than the duration. You're not trying to achieve anything. You're building neural infrastructure that will support everything else in your life. Track your practice. Keep a simple log of each day you meditate. Research shows that tracking creates accountability and releases dopamine, reinforcing the behavior. You're making meditation inevitable through systematic neural programming, the integration. In the words of Rubin, when we made Californication, we meditated before each session. At least 2 red-hot chili peppers every time, sometimes 3, rarely 4. Bring meditation into your creative practice. Before you create, sit for 5 minutes in meditation. Clear the mental clutter. Drop into present moment awareness. Let your nervous system shift from the stress response mode of daily life into the open receptive mode where creativity flows. You're not just meditating to feel better. You're rewiring your brain to operate at the level where mastery becomes possible. Part 4. The Subtraction Revolution. The most counterintuitive neural rewiring comes from training your brain to find power in removal rather than addition. This goes against every instinct your brain has developed through evolution. The instinct to accumulate, to add, to have more. In the words of Rubin, you can doubt your way to excellence. This means developing the neural capacity to question everything you've created, to examine each element with ruthless honesty, and to have the courage to remove what doesn't serve the essential truth. The current neural pattern, your brain's accumulation bias, runs deep. More felt safer to your ancestors, more food, more shelter, more resources. This bias now manifests as more words, more features, more complexity in your creative work. But what kept your ancestors alive now suffocates your creativity. Every addition you make without critical evaluation weakens your work through dilution. Yet your brain resists subtraction because it feels like loss. You've invested time and energy into creating these elements, and your brain's sunk cost bias makes removing them feel wasteful. The neural rewiring. To install the subtraction pattern, you must create new associations in your brain. Subtraction must become linked with improvement rather than loss, with power rather than weakness, with clarity rather than emptiness. Here's the practice. Take any creative work you've completed. It could be writing, design, music, code, anything. Now, without adding a single element, your job is to make it better through pure subtraction. Start small. Remove one word, one feature, one element. Notice what happens. Does the work become clearer? Does its essential message strengthen? Your brain is gathering data, creating new neural associations. Continue. Remove another element, and another. Push yourself past comfort. Remove things you think are essential. Force yourself to discover whether they truly are. In the words of Rubin, if you know what you want to do and you do it, that's the work of a craftsman. If you begin with a question and use it to guide an adventure of discovery, that's the work of the artist. The question is, what happens when I remove this? You won't know until you try. And in that experimentation, you build new neural pathways for subtraction as creation. The protocol. Create in 2 phases, expansion and subtraction. In expansion phase, add everything. Don't censor, don't edit, just create abundantly. This satisfies your brain's addition bias. Then shift explicitly into subtraction phase. Now your only job is removal. Ask of each element, does this serve the essential truth, or is it just noise? Be ruthless. Your brain will scream that you're ruining everything. This is the old pattern dying. After subtraction, step away. Let time pass. Return fresh and notice, is the work more powerful or less? Your brain learns through feedback. When subtraction improves your work, you reinforce the new neural pattern. Over time, subtraction becomes instinctive. In the words of Rubin, all art is a work in progress. It's helpful to see the piece we're working on as an experiment. Frame every subtraction as an experiment, not a commitment. This removes fear and allows your brain to explore freely. You can always add elements back, but you'll rarely need to. The daily discipline. For the next 7 days, practice subtraction in your daily life beyond your creative work. Remove one item from your physical environment each day. Delete one digital file. Eliminate one commitment. Cancel one subscription. As you practice physical subtraction, notice the spaciousness that emerges. Notice that less truly does create more. More energy, more focus, more clarity. Your brain is building new associations. Subtraction equals power. When this pattern is installed, you'll approach all creation differently. You'll naturally ask not, what can I add, but what can I remove? This is the neural signature of mastery. Part 5. The identity shift. All the techniques in the world mean nothing without identity-level transformation. You must rewire not just your behaviors, but your fundamental sense of who you are. This is the deepest level of neural change, the level where permanent transformation occurs. In the words of Rubin, living life as an artist is a practice. You are either engaging in the practice or you're not. It makes no sense to say you're not good at it. Understanding identity. Your identity is a neural pattern, a constellation of beliefs, memories, and self-concepts stored throughout your brain. When you think I am X, you activate this network. Your brain then automatically generates thoughts, feelings, and behaviors consistent with that identity. Most people identify as aspiring creators, as trying to improve, as hoping to achieve mastery someday. This identity generates the neural patterns of striving, of not yetness, of insufficiency. Your brain literally cannot deliver mastery from this identity because mastery contradicts the fundamental self-concept. The identity rewiring. The transformation happens when you shift from, I want to create like Rick Rubin, to, I am someone who creates from the same principles as Rick Rubin. Not copying his style, but embodying his patterns. Deep listening, authentic expression, subtraction mastery, process focus, daily practice. Close your eyes and imagine your future self 1 year from now, fully embodied in this new identity. You no longer aspire to these patterns, you live them. You don't try to listen deeply. You are a deep listener. You don't attempt subtraction. You are someone who finds power in less. You don't hope to create authentically. Authentic creation is simply who you are. See this future self in vivid detail. What does this person's typical day look like? How do they move through the world? What thoughts do they think? What beliefs do they hold? Make it visceral, sensory, emotionally real. Now, and this is critical, step into this future identity right now. Not someday, not after you've earned it, but now. Your brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined identity and a real one. When you consistently activate the neural patterns of your future self, you literally wire yourself to become that person. The language pattern interrupt. Pay attention to your self-talk over the next 3 days. Notice how many times you say or think, I'm trying to, I want to, I hope to, someday I'll. Each of these phrases reinforces an identity of aspiring rather than being. Your brain hears these words and generates neural patterns consistent with someone who isn't there yet. Replace them I am someone who I create, I practice, I embody. In the words of Rubin, all that matters is that you are making something you love to the best of your ability here and now. Not I'm trying to make or I hope to make. You are making, present tense. Active identity, this seemingly small language shift creates massive neural rewiring over time. The daily identity practice. Each morning before you begin your day, spend 3 minutes in identity activation. Close your eyes and feel yourself as the person who has already embodied these patterns. Don't visualize it from outside. Step into it. Look through those eyes. Feel what it feels like to be this person. Throughout your day, whenever you face a decision, pause and ask, what would the version of me who has already mastered these patterns do right now? Then do that. You're not faking it. You're activating dormant neural pathways that will become dominant through repeated activation. In the words of Rubin, good habits create good art. The way we do anything is the way we do everything. Your identity expresses itself in every moment, every choice, every action. When you shift your identity at the deepest neural level, everything else shifts automatically. Part 6. The integration. You now have 5 core patterns, each with its own neural rewiring protocol. But true mastery comes from integration, weaving these separate patterns into a unified whole that becomes your automatic way of being. The morning power practice. Design a morning routine that activates all 5 patterns. Begin with 10 minutes of meditation, building your deep listening capacity and present moment awareness. As you meditate, affirm your new identity. I am someone who creates authentically, trusts my instinct, finds power in subtraction, focuses on process and practices daily. After meditation, spend 5 minutes in deep listening, to music, to silence, to the sounds around you. Let your sensory awareness expand. Then engage in your minimum daily creative practice, even just 5 minutes. Not to produce results, but to reinforce the neural pattern that this is who you are and what you do. Throughout this routine, practice subtraction thinking. Notice any urge to add more to your practice, more complexity, more rules. Instead, ask what you can remove while maintaining the essential benefit. The evening reflection practice. Before sleep, your brain consolidates the day's neural patterns into long-term memory. Leverage this. Spend 5 minutes reviewing your day through the lens of the 5 patterns. Where did you create authentically? Where did you trust your instinct? Where did you practice subtraction? Where did you focus on process over outcome? Where did you maintain your daily practice? Don't judge where you fell short. Just notice. Your brain learns through awareness, not criticism. In noticing, you strengthen your metacognitive capacity and prepare your nervous system to recognize these patterns more readily tomorrow. In the words of Rubin, the act of creation is an attempt to enter a mysterious realm, a longing to transcend. What we create allows us to share glimpses of an inner landscape, one that is beyond our understanding. As you fall asleep, hold the intention that your subconscious will continue processing and integrating these patterns. Your sleeping brain is incredibly active, consolidating memories and generating insights. Give it clear direction. The weekly assessment. Once per week, conduct a deeper integration session. Review your week. How consistently did you maintain your daily practice? If you missed days, what pattern interrupted you? Not to shame yourself, but to understand the neural pattern so you can interrupt it next time. What creative work did you complete? Evaluate it through the subtraction lens. What could you remove to strengthen it? Where did you create from authentic self-expression versus trying to please others? Your brain needs feedback to know which patterns to strengthen. Where did you trust your instinct? Where did you override it? Track the results to train your instinctual decision-making. Where did you get lost in process versus obsessing over outcomes? Celebrate the moments of pure engagement. In the words of Rubin, it's helpful to continually challenge your own process. If you had a good result using a specific style, method, or working condition, don't assume that is the best way. Stay flexible. These patterns are not rigid rules, but living principles that evolve with your practice. Chapter 7: Affirmations for Neural Activation. These affirmations are not positive thinking platitudes. They are precise neural programming statements designed to activate and strengthen the specific brain patterns associated with creative mastery. Read them slowly, feel them in your body, and repeat them daily for 60 days minimum to create lasting neural change. Affirmations for authentic expression. I create from pure love of creation, free from the prison of external expectations. My authentic voice is my greatest gift to the world. I trust my unique vision more than I trust the crowd's opinion. Every time I honor my truth, I strengthen the neural pathways of authentic power. I am immune to the need for approval because my approval is all that matters. In the words of Rubin, I create for myself, and in doing so, I serve everyone. The more unique my expression, the more universal my impact. I release all concern about whether my work will sell, succeed, or satisfy others. My brain is rewired for authentic creation rather than people-pleasing performance. I am someone who creates fearlessly from my deepest truth. Affirmations for instinctual intelligence. My body's wisdom surpasses my mind's analysis. I trust the immediate knowing that arrives before thought. My instinct is a direct line to subconscious processing of millions of data points. Every time I honor my gut feeling, I strengthen this neural superhighway. I am training my brain to receive and trust somatic intelligence. In the words of Rubin, I notice what others miss because I listen to what my body knows. My first impulse is usually my truest guidance. I practice feeling answers in my body rather than thinking them in my head. The communication channel between my conscious and subconscious mind is wide open. I am someone who acts on instinct with confidence and precision. Affirmations for subtraction mastery. I find power in what I remove, not what I add. Less is more, and I embody this truth in everything I create. Every subtraction that strengthens my work rewires my brain for mastery. I have the courage to eliminate what doesn't serve the essential truth. My brain no longer equates more with better. In the words of Rubin, perfection arrives when there's nothing left to take away. I create abundance through simplicity and clarity. Subtraction is not loss. It is the revelation of hidden power. I trust that removing elements often improves my work more than adding them. I am someone who sees through complexity to essential truth. Affirmations for process consciousness. I find complete fulfillment in the act of creation itself. The outcome is irrelevant. The process is everything. My brain releases dopamine from present engagement, not future validation. Every moment I create in flow state rewires my neural reward system. I am immune to outcome anxiety because I'm absorbed in process mastery. In the words of Rubin, all that matters is making what I love to my best ability right now. Success is the quality of my engagement, not the result of my efforts. I measure my creative life by depth of process, not external achievement. My nervous system relaxes into the work because I've surrendered the need for specific outcomes. I am someone who creates from love rather than fear. Affirmations for daily practice. I show up to my creative practice every single day without exception. Consistency is not a burden. It is the path to automaticity and mastery. Every day I practice, I wrap another layer of myelin around my neural pathways. My daily practice is non-negotiable because it defines who I am. I don't need motivation because I have something more powerful, identity-level commitment. In the words of Rubin, I am either practicing or I am not. There is no in-between. My brain has been rewired to make creative practice automatic and inevitable. I track my consistency because what gets measured gets strengthened. Missing a day is not failure. It's simply data that helps me design better systems. I am someone for whom daily creative practice is as natural as breathing. Affirmations for deep listening. I listen with my entire body, not just my ears. My capacity for deep attention expands every time I practice. I can shift my brain from beta thinking waves into alpha receptivity at will. Deep listening gives me access to information others completely miss. My default mode network quiets and spacious awareness emerges. In the words of Rubin, when I listen deeply, I disappear into what I'm experiencing. I am training my brain to notice subtleties, nuances, and whispered truths. Listening is not passive reception. It is active consciousness expansion. I receive more wisdom through deep listening than through analytical thinking. I am someone who hears what wants to emerge before it becomes obvious. Affirmations for meditation mastery. My brain physically changes through consistent meditation practice. My prefrontal cortex thickens and my amygdala shrinks with every session. I am building neural infrastructure that supports everything else in my life. Meditation is not relaxation. It is systematic rewiring of my default patterns. I access levels of creativity through meditation that are unavailable to the unmeditated mind. In the words of Rubin, meditation wipes away mental noise and reveals what truly matters. My ability to enter flow states improves with every meditation practice. I am strengthening the connection between my executive function and emotional regulation. Metacognitive awareness grows stronger each time I notice my mind wandering and return. I am someone for whom meditation creates the foundation for all mastery. Affirmations for identity integration. I am not becoming a master. I am already someone who practices mastery daily. My identity is not my aspiration, but my current embodiment. Every thought, word, and action reinforces who I am rather than who I hope to be. My brain generates behaviors consistent with my identity automatically. I have shifted from striving energy into being energy. In the words of Rubin, I am a practitioner, and practitioners practice without question. My new identity is installed at the deepest neural level. I no longer try to create well. I am someone who creates well naturally. The gap between who I was and who I am becoming closes more each day. I am someone who embodies the 5 core patterns of creative mastery effortlessly. Affirmations for unified integration. All 5 patterns weave together into a unified way of being. I create authentically while trusting instinct, practicing subtraction, focusing on process, and showing up daily. My morning practice activates all neural pathways simultaneously. My evening reflection consolidates these patterns into long-term memory. I am rewiring my brain at every level: behavior, identity, and unconscious automation. In the words of Rubin, "The way I do anything is the way I do everything." These patterns are not separate techniques, but interconnected aspects of mastery consciousness. My nervous system has shifted from scattered effort into integrated excellence. I operate from a higher neural state where creativity flows naturally. I am someone who has installed the neural architecture of mastery. Closing activation, the neural commitment. You now possess the complete protocol for rewiring your brain to embody the core patterns of Rick Rubin's mastery. But knowledge without action is merely entertainment. Neural rewiring requires commitment, not to perfection, but to consistent practice. For the next 90 days, you will practice these patterns daily. Not because you should, not because you're trying to become someone else, but because you are someone who practices mastery. This is your identity now. Your brain will resist. Old patterns will fight for survival. You'll have days when motivation vanishes and the old way seems easier. This is not failure. This is the expected neural turbulence of transformation. On those days, remember, you're not relying on motivation. You're relying on identity. You're relying on the daily practice you've committed to regardless of how you feel. You're relying on the neural pathways you're building one repetition at a time. In the words of Rick Rubin, the universe is only as large as our perception of it. When we cultivate our awareness, we are expanding the universe. Through these practices, you are quite literally expanding your universe. You are growing your capacity to perceive, to create, to express, to master. You are building new neural real estate that will serve you for the rest of your life. 90 days from now, your brain will be measurably different. Your default patterns will have shifted. What once required conscious effort will flow automatically. You will have installed the neural architecture of mastery. This is not theory. This is not motivation. This is systematic neural rewiring based on how your brain actually works. And it begins right now with your commitment to practice. Place your hand over your heart. Feel it beating. This is your body's commitment to keeping you alive. Now make this commitment. For the next 90 days, I will practice these patterns daily. I will show up even when I don't feel like it. I will trust the process even when I can't see immediate results. I will become someone who embodies these patterns not because I'm trying, but because this is who I am. In the words of Rubin, all that matters is that you are making something you love to the best of your ability here and now. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. Your transformation begins in this moment. Your brain is already changing in response to what you've read, what you've imagined, what you've committed to. The neural rewiring has already started. Now it's time to practice. Now it's time to become. Welcome to mastery.